Dear all, today I will share with you a topic that is both familiar and meaningful: marriage and love in old age. When mentioning love and marriage, many people often think of young couples, passionate hearts. But love is not just for the young. At the age of 60, 70, or even 80, love can still flourish, bringing happiness, sharing, and peaceful moments. Love is not only the privilege of young people. When entering old age, people cherish love more because they understand its value. If young people love with intense emotions, passionate vibrations, love in old age is deep, simple, but lasting. Love is a natural need of humans, regardless of age, circumstances, or time. In modern society, when the concept of love is becoming more open, many elderly people have found joy and happiness through new relationships. Unlike the love of youth, which is passionate and sometimes impulsive, the love of the elderly tends to be about understanding and companionship. They no longer place emphasis on frivolous things, but focus on sharing, sympathy, and connection. They love not because of physical attraction or intense passion, but because of the harmony in their souls. A caring look, a word of encouragement, or simply going for a walk together, sitting with a cup of tea, is enough to warm the hearts of people who have experienced many ups and downs in life. One of the important reasons why love is never too late is because it brings joy and motivation to live. When having a partner to share with, the elderly feel that they are not lonely, not lost in the busy lives of their children and grandchildren. This not only helps them feel more optimistic, but also has a positive impact on their physical health. Many studies have shown that older people with healthy relationships are less likely to be depressed, have more stable blood pressure, and live longer than those who live alone. Thanks to love, they have a reason to take better care of themselves, maintain their health so that they can fully enjoy their remaining years. Although love in old age brings many positive values, not everyone is brave enough to pursue it, especially when entering marriage. In today's society, where family and children often play a big role in the lives of the elderly, marriage in old age still faces many barriers from family as well as society. Some older people also set limits for themselves, thinking that at this age, love or marriage is unnecessary. They fear the judgment of others, fear changing habits formed after many years of living alone. Despite many prejudices, the reality shows that marriage in old age brings many obvious benefits, not only mentally but also in terms of health. When having a partner to share, the elderly feel happy, less stressed, and avoid the risk of depression. Studies show that older people with happy emotional lives often have better immune systems, reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, and maintain a healthier body. When having a partner by their side, the elderly will feel more secure in life, especially when they face health problems or need care. How to overcome prejudices. For old age marriage to become a normal and widely accepted thing, society, family, and the people involved need to change their thinking. Families should have a more open view of the happiness of the elderly, instead of just thinking about their responsibilities to their children and grandchildren. If parents are happy, they will have a better spirit and can spend more meaningful time with their family. Eliminate the outdated notion that love is only for young people. People of any age have the right to love and seek happiness. Older people should be bolder in opening their hearts and accepting love. Don't let social prejudices or fear of aging prevent you from enjoying your remaining years to the fullest. Love is never too late, and old age marriage is a clear proof of that. Despite barriers and prejudices, those who dare to love and dare to overcome limits will find joy and happiness. More than a romantic relationship, love and marriage in old age are companionship, a solid spiritual support that helps people live more meaningfully. Instead of holding on to old thoughts, society should have a more positive and open view of love and marriage in old age, so that those who have gone through most of their lives still have the opportunity to be loved and fully happy. Ladies and gentlemen, old age not only brings physical changes, but is also a time when people have to face loneliness. When children grow up, get married, and are busy with their own lives, parents often fall into a feeling of emptiness. The house that was once filled with laughter and talk now becomes quiet, leaving only memories and nostalgia. Loneliness, an inevitable problem. Loneliness in the elderly is not simply a feeling of sadness, but can also seriously affect mental and physical health. Many studies have shown that lonely elderly people are at higher risk of depression, faster memory loss, and even shorter life expectancy than those with active social lives. In addition, when there is no one to share, joys fade, while sadness easily multiplies. A story or a memory becomes more meaningful if someone listens, but if kept in the heart, it will gradually turn into deep sadness. Love in old age is not the intense emotions of youth, but the peace and warmth of having someone by your side. A partner can help the elderly feel that life is more meaningful, helping them find joy in simple things. Simply needing someone to listen to old stories is enough to ease the feeling of loneliness. Old age leads to a decline in health, making people vulnerable both physically and mentally. Old age diseases such as high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, or memory loss can make the elderly feel tired and depressed. However, if there is a partner by their side, the process of facing old age will become easier. They can encourage each other to maintain better health. They can exercise together every morning, remind each other to take medicine on time, choose healthy foods, and maintain a positive lifestyle. In addition, mental care is also extremely important. When sick, just having someone to ask, hold hands, and comfort is enough to ease anxiety. A partner is not only a caregiver but also a motivation to help the elderly have the will to overcome illness. Not only in terms of health, having a companion also helps the elderly enjoy life more fully. They can travel together, discover new things that they have not had the opportunity to do before. They can also join senior clubs, do charity work, or pursue personal interests such as reading, painting, or planting trees. Having a companion not only helps reduce loneliness but also gives the elderly more motivation to live happily and healthily, so that each passing day becomes more meaningful. If young people love because of initial vibrations, because of appearance or intense emotions, then old age love is no longer temporary emotions but a lasting bond between two sympathetic souls. When coming together, the elderly often do not need many words to understand each other. Just a look, a small gesture is enough for them to feel each other's thoughts and feelings. They cherish every moment together, not in a hurry, not calculating, but simply accepting and understanding each other sincerely. A special point in old age love is that they do not love for glamour or personal benefits, but love for companionship and sharing. They understand that everyone has a past, everyone has their own joys and sorrows. So they do not try to change the other person but learn to accept and respect each other. When going through a long journey of life, people often tend to seek peace. A person can chat together, share deep thoughts about life, about old memories, or simply enjoy quiet moments together. That is a simple but precious happiness. Love in old age brings many spiritual and health values, but it is not always easy to accept. Elderly people, when looking for new happiness, often face many challenges, from family barriers to practical issues such as health and finances. Part 1: Barriers from family. One of the biggest barriers to love and marriage in old age is opposition from children and grandchildren. Although they want their parents to be happy, many people still feel worried, even find it difficult to accept that their parents have a new relationship. The reasons may come from the following reasons. First, concerns about property and inheritance. When parents remarry, children often fear that the family's property may be divided or their inheritance rights may be affected. This is especially common in families with significant assets or many children. Next, fear of parents being exploited. Some children worry that the new person coming to their parents is not out of true love, but for economic purposes or other personal benefits. This makes them tend to strongly oppose. And then there are the psychological and emotional effects. For many people, the remarriage of their parents can cause a sense of loss or betrayal towards the deceased. They find it difficult to accept that their parents have another person to replace the image of their old parents. Finally, there is social prejudice. In some cultures, remarriage of the elderly is considered unnecessary or even against tradition. Pressure from relatives, friends, and the community can influence the decision of the person involved. Opposition from children and grandchildren can put a lot of psychological pressure on the elderly. They are put in a difficult situation between personal happiness and the acceptance of their children. Many people, not wanting to hurt their children and grandchildren, choose to give up their love and accept living alone in their final years. Invisibly, this can lead to negative consequences such as increased risk of depression, anxiety, decline in mental and physical health when there is no companion to share life, losing the opportunity to be loved and happy just because of external barriers. So how to overcome family barriers? Elderly people should confide in their children and grandchildren about their wishes, helping them understand that love is not only for young people but also an essential need at every stage of life. If children are worried about the motives of the new person, both should show sincerity and long-term commitment to create trust. To avoid disputes about property, a clear financial agreement can be made from the beginning to protect the interests of both parties. Part 2. Health and financial issues. In addition to barriers from family, love and marriage in old age also face many challenges from real life, in which the two most important issues are health and finance. Health, a major barrier in love and old age. As age increases, human health gradually declines, leading to problems such as chronic diseases such as high blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, arthritis, etc. are common diseases in the elderly, which can affect the ability to live and care for each other. In addition, physical decline makes the elderly often no longer have enough energy to participate in activities as before and have many difficulties in enjoying life together. In addition, the need for medical care is also very important. When one of the two is seriously ill, the other may have to become a caregiver, which puts great pressure on both physically and mentally. However, a good relationship can bring significant health benefits. When there is someone to care for and support, older people tend to have a more positive mentality, reduce the risk of depression, and improve the quality of life. Finances, a sensitive issue. Financial issues are one of the important factors and a big challenge that older people need to consider when entering a new relationship. When both people have children, the division of assets can become complicated. Without a clear agreement, it can lead to disputes over the rights of both children. In addition, medical expenses can be very high, especially when one of the two people is seriously ill or needs special care. This can become a burden for the other person if there is no reasonable financial plan. And finally, pensions and social benefits. In some cases, remarriage can affect the pension or social insurance benefits of both parties, changing the income they had planned. Although facing many challenges, if there is understanding, sharing, and careful preparation, they can completely overcome these obstacles to enjoy life to the fullest. After all, society needs to have a more open view of love in old age, so that people in their twilight years do not have to sacrifice their happiness just because of prejudice or external barriers. Everyone has the right to be loved, regardless of age or circumstances, and sincere love will always be worthy of respect. Many people think that the concept or theory of love and marriage in old age in books, newspapers, and on TV may not be practical, but it is completely real and is also proven through everyday emotional stories. These love stories are not only beautiful in their longevity, but also demonstrate the power of love in soothing loneliness and bringing joy at any stage of life. There are couples who have loved each other since their youth but had to separate due to circumstances. War, poverty, family prohibition, or life events have prevented them from being together. However, after many decades, when their hair has turned gray, they accidentally meet again and realize that their love is still intact. Like the couple in the US, Bert and Martha, who loved each other when they were young but were forbidden by their families. After 60 years apart, they accidentally met again at a nursing home and decided to get married at the age of 80. Many people used to have a happy marriage, but when their spouse passed away, they found new love. Society sometimes judges this as a replacement of the old one, but in reality, it is a way for them to continue living happily instead of being immersed in loneliness. In Japan, Mr. Yoshida, 78 years old, and Mrs. Keiko, 75 years old, both lost their spouses and lived alone for many years. They met through a group for single elderly people and decided to get married, enjoying their old age happily together. In old age, geographical distance is no longer a big barrier. Technology has helped many people connect and find love far away, even between different cultures. Reality: an 82-year-old French man met and married a 75-year-old Vietnamese woman online. Despite differences in language and customs, they still decided to come together and live a happy life together in Vietnam. Love is not limited by age. The remaining years of life can become the most beautiful time if we know how to cherish and open our hearts to love. No matter what age you are, always believe that happiness is still waiting ahead. Sincerely, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can continue sharing helpful advice together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.